Alright, we should be back. This is, I guess part 14, episode 14. Dark Souls 3, Soul Level 1. Yesterday went great. Last night went really good. Took down 2 bosses, came very, very close to a 3rd boss, unexpectedly. Didn't quite get there. So my hopes are a bit high tonight. I'm aiming a little higher than I normally would. Typically, I'd say, hey, as long as we take down this 1 boss, we're good. I'm aiming for 2 tonight. Champion Gundyr, we had on the ropes last night. I have fought him 11 times, but most of those were really good. Actually, like most of those actually went pretty well overall, which is a lot better than I was expecting. And so I'm expecting. I think we can take Champion Gundyr pretty quick tonight. Hopefully that's not jinxing me. We'll see. We'll find out soon enough. And then after that, we'll go back to the Nameless King. And if everything goes well, Champion Gundyr will get down pretty quick. Relatively quick. And then the Nameless King will be kind of the rest of the night. I'm expecting, the way those fights were going last night, I expect the Nameless King to give me some trouble. But hopefully not too much, so that we wouldn't be able to take him down tonight. We'll find out. I'm expecting to maybe have a rough start here. Kind of got to get back into the swing of things here, but hoping things go well tonight. Oh boy. Good place to heal. Yep, alright. That's fine. So that's death number 1 on the night. Very much expected. I'm not sure, I don't know. Champion Gundyr, I expected, I see him as one of the hardest bosses in this game, and I expected him to give me a lot of trouble. But then we came in at the end of the stream last night and did really well, and I very nearly took him down a couple different times. So that has my confidence up. So we'll see how it goes. But last night, last night did a really good job of getting my confidence up. A good way to start off the week. In general, we took down 2 bosses. Neither of which are necessarily hard fights. But they went pretty smoothly overall. At least compared to recent bosses. And then, of course, Champion Gundyr actually went pretty well, even though we didn't quite kill him. So, fingers crossed that tonight goes just as well. There's that kick. I was trying to roll under him there. It's not, positioning-wise, not great. I'd like to get him back out in the open. Gives me more area to work with. See, that one's rough. Kick. Oh, that's so tough. That is so tough. You gotta be ready for it. You gotta be ready for that switch to phase 2, because if you're not in a good position, and he kind of stuns you like that, it is incredibly hard to survive that first kind of attack there. And I also just have a hard enough time dodging that attack anyways, that his charge right there can be rough. Cause he has this like knack for just like turning on a dime. His maneuverability in that moment, that phase is going to be, that is the key factor here. That's like the thing that you have to really be careful about. This guy really, I mean, as aggressive as he is, you have to be just as aggressive. And so far, I've found that I've done decently well, you know, being as aggressive. Just, I gotta be careful about stamina management and positioning for sure. Yeah, that was bad position. See, that's the thing where it's tempting when he gets knocked down to go for those hits, and I think I should, because I've been able to get away with it before. It would help me get him a little farther down health-wise. But if I do that, I've got to be, I think maybe 2 hits is probably enough, and then even then, like, only take the 2 hits if I know I'm gonna have the stamina to like roll back. Because he's gonna immediately follow up with that stun, and then charge. And then after the charge, he's gonna do the swing, which is like a 1-hit kill also that I need to avoid. And typically, you know, it'd be like, well, maybe I should back up, but I think the way that he charges right there, and the way that he can easily kind of turn on a dime in those situations, I think it's best to try to position myself behind him if I can. Not get stun locked, obviously. Kick. Luckily, the kick doesn't kill me. Kick's relatively easy to recover from. Okay. Well, I survived the switch. Now I've gotta keep this up. Kind of get back into the swing of it. Be aggressive. Find a good. God. Ah. Watch out for that combo, for sure. I think at that point it's probably not worth it to go for 2 swings. It's probably getting 1 swing and then dodging and kind of continue strafing to his right. It's probably the best way to go about that. So I think taking 2 swings leaves me in the same position for too long. With as aggressive as he is, I probably can't afford to do that too many times. I know I got away with it quite a bit last night, but that's something I'm definitely going to need to be watchful of. In some ways, this fight feels like a more aggressive Dragonslayer without the ranged attacks to deal with. I guess it's there's sort of like some similarities there, I guess. Maybe that's a bit obvious, but I don't know. Oh, right, that's one hit. Okay. Gotta watch out for this. Alright. Oh, oh, oh. Crap. Oh, he missed me. Oh my god. That sucks. So I think one of the things about this is my past few characters I've done, or at least the most recent one that I've been fighting Champion Gundyr with, that I did. Basically the guy I have on New Game Plus Plus. So I fought Champion Gundyr 3 times with that guy. And he is a character that uses a very heavy, slow weapon. And, you know, I've died against him a few times, but I've usually done pretty well. And I wonder if maybe the reason why I was able to kind of come out and do as well as I did against Champion Gundyr last night, maybe is perhaps I was so used to fighting him with a very slow weapon that I've gotten pretty good at dodging his attacks, and then also now I just had a really fast weapon to use. And so I'm wondering if maybe that had a really big influence on how well I was doing last night, and how well I feel like I'm doing now. Like, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Oh, that's probably one hit, yeah. Alright, 487. My hopes is to take him down within the first hour of this stream. If we can do that, I'll feel pretty good. pretty decent damage overall. What I'm doing. Yeah. I kind of knew as soon as I took that swing. Felt like if I was gonna be able to roll out of the way, it would have been just from sheer luck. You need to be very careful about taking an attack like right in front of him. It leaves me right open for a grab. So that's 19 total against this guy. I don't remember which one it was, but last night it was like the third or fourth try was when I got him really close. It was just like heart pounding. So it's one of those things is like I should not beat him that quick. But it almost happened. It would have been exciting. No kick. Ah, did it again. Alright, let's not get into a funk or anything. We'll see what that does. Oh. A little bit different. Oh, that kick. Alright, let's get you back out in the open. I want more room. Oh, every time. Oh. Okay. Oh, no, don't... Oh, okay, alright. Still alive. But I need a little luck here. Alright. Yeah. Jeez. That kick. Is that one hit KO? Yeah, I picked a real bad time to put that on. I think there's something to be said about, and this probably applies to a lot of bosses in these games, about like momentum. And maybe it's mostly just like in my head, like in your head or something, but I think there's something to be said about getting things going at like having a really good start, or like for this guy for like phase 2. Like I think even in a situation like that where I get to phase 2, it starts really poorly for me, but I somehow manage to like still stay alive. Like I think at that point it becomes really hard to like get into a good swing of things where I can kind of get back and be very aggressive and be getting into a good flow of combat with him in phase 2. Whereas like if I get a good start and going into phase 2, like there's like a level of confidence there that I can kind of continue working with in a way that's maybe a little harder to do if I'm having a poor start. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we'll go with it. That's one hit. Nope. No, it's not. Let's get you back out in the open. We'll save the poison stuff for the second phase if I can do it. Don't really know. Well, actually, I guess it really didn't have much of an effect at all. For some reason, I thought I was doing 150 with a regular swing. So whatever. Forget everything. Forget all of that. Okay. Don't like when you do that. Come on. Come on. That like elbow move that he does is unbelievably fast. And apparently has a range. I don't think I've ever seen him, because typically like he knocks you into the air and he does it. I don't think I've ever seen him, like, actually, like, move forward, like, 10 feet like that. Man. Okay. Too far. It's too bad you can't, like, knock him off the edge. That'd be great. That'd be great. They've probably they've learned their lesson from that. Man. Alright. Champion Gundyr showed up tonight. That's what's happening. Caught him off on an off night yesterday. He's shown up to play today. It's okay, because I have two. We're not ending the stream until I beat him. Hopefully. I might regret that. But no, yeah, I wanna end tonight with either 2 or 3 bosses remaining. I think that'd be really cool. Make me feel like we're really close to this. That kick. Like, the way he turns like that is... is just insane. Like, it's super punishing, but it looks really cool. Like, a lot of his moves they just look cool. It's like, yeah, like, you know this guy means business. Wow. Super close. A little lucky there. Oh, when he does that. It's so hard to get in like a good position to heal with him. Because of that. Because of... Champion Gundyr, listen. What if they're... Oh! Do you think he knows? Do you think, like, there's just a secret thing no one's ever learned about where bosses, like, turn up the heat? Or it's like you get really close to killing them, and they're like, no. No. It's like, amplify your aggressiveness by 0.5. I was watching, Giant Bomb did like a tech retrospective on Uncharted, which is just interesting in general. But there was a part where they were talking about this is how I build my conspiracy theory. There was a part they were talking about the difficulty in those games, and at least in the first one, I don't know if this applies to all of them, but there was like, I guess between easy, normal, and hard, because like in talking about like how they would balance it, they had like a dev tool that like showed them if you were playing on easy and having a hard time, it would tell them you were having a hard time with it, versus if you were just breezing through on hard, like it would give them different like levels of degrees of like that difficulty, and they would be able to like apply changes by looking at that. I thought that was like super fascinating. I don't know if it I don't know, like it's interesting when you think about like when you make a game, like you get really good at it because you know everything there could possibly be to know about that game. And of course you spend years and years working on it, and you're playtesting it and making changes and doing all these things, so you just get really good at the game. And it can be hard, like, one, it's hard just to like look at it objectively and be like, is this a good game? Like, is this good? But also, like, difficulty-wise, it can be hard to, like, balance it. Because, like, hard for you would be, could be impossible for other people. It's kind of like the reason why, like, in racing games, when it's like, yeah, you gotta beat the developer's time. Like, typically that's really hard because the developer's super good at the game. And so, like, balancing difficulty has always been kind of a fascinating thing for me, because like I imagine it's probably like one of the hardest things to do, or one of many super difficult things to do when you're making a game, especially if like you're making a game that has like a ton of different difficulty levels. Like, how do you even begin to process all of that? It's like it's super interesting, and I just thought that was one in particular way of like really fascinating way that I guess Naughty Dog handled it, at least for the first game. I don't know if it... Again, I don't remember if they said if it applied to everyone or not. I wonder how they do it for this, for Dark Souls. I mean, I guess it's one difficulty if you're not counting New Game Plus. I bet that's hard. I bet it's super hard to balance these games. There's like tons of different weapons and build types. Bunch of bosses and enemies. So many things to think about, like... Especially because it's like, you know, any player could be fighting a boss with any number of different weapons and sorceries and whatever. Yeah. I think as far as healing goes, I might need to just stay aggressive and then find maybe a specific point, like keep dodging, stay up close to him, and just find a point where I feel like it's safe to heal. And obviously that's going to leave me with very few situations to do that in. But trying to keep distance from him is insanely difficult with how fast and aggressive he is. So... we'll see. I mean, I guess most games probably have, like... I'd assume they have one like a normal that they actually play test on, and then their other difficulties are probably... They probably don't spend as much time on them, I would assume. They probably kind of, like... just figure it out from whatever the one they spend the most time on is. And like, alright, well, let's... Normal's this, let's decrease by 50% for easy. I don't know, you know? Something like that, I would assume. Alright, we gotta... I mean, if you want to fall off the edge, that's fine. Gundyr, but I don't want to. We're a little too soon. Oh crap, we are coming up on it. I don't... We are getting very, very close to a bit of a milestone in our death count. That opening of the second phase is rough. I'm wondering, maybe I could roll when he does kind of the ground stomp. Maybe I could like roll through that. I should have actually went before I started the stream. I should have went back and watched yesterday's or last night's video, to see how I handled it there, because I was doing like it was so weird, because I was just like in this weird zone where I was just talking about random stuff and doing totally okay. So I don't know what it was exactly that I was doing there, but whatever it was working. Kind of get stuck there. I'm gonna go back to Firelink. I want to turn in my Estus shard. So we have 12. I meant to do that earlier, but figure we'll take a quick break before we hit 500. Okay. What do you sell anything that might be of use? Kind of tempted to get some charcoal, pine resin. Typically the fire buff works decently well against most bosses, I think. So maybe I could get some of those and just try it and see if that gives me a decent boost or not. I'm already doing pretty good damage, I think, but having that boost would be really nice. Let's I guess let's grab a few. And I do have 2 embers, so I guess it might be there might be some worth in embering, or trying to ember at least once, and maybe see if any of his attacks are no longer one hits. That would be nice too, so let's use all 4 of these. Alright, that's a good amount. Fortunately, I've already bought her embers, so oh man, let's not buy that many. We'll buy a decent amount. That'll give me a good amount to like kind of just play with if I want. Bottle of that. So, is there anything else that might be of use? Doesn't really look like it. Unless I want to get dressed up fancy, but I'm good. I'm okay. Let's switch some of this out. Still level 1. Oh yeah. Alright. Sometimes taking a break like that, you know, you gotta gotta go in your corner, be like, alright, boxing match is not over. We're still in this. Only died 28 times to this guy. It's fine. Can we take him out before we hit 500? My gut says no, but my heart says yes. And my sword says, I don't know, maybe. Gonna light them up this time. Alright, so it was around like 197 or so is what we were doing. 215. Not bad at all. We gotta back up. We gotta get you in a better position. kick. Uh-oh. Yeah, probably should have rolled away there. He actually stopped a little earlier than I was expecting. We're gonna keep using the fire, though. That's a pretty good increase. And another, in like, you know, it's not like a ton, but it's enough that it will add up over time. For sure. So if I can get back into a good flow in the second phase like I had last night, then that'll be like a difference maker. We'll see. Haven't quite done as well as I was doing last night just yet. We'll get there. The trick is going to be finding a good time to put the fire on my sword in the second phase when it goes out the first time. Not getting me. Oh, crap. I was hoping I'd squeak by it just a little. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's ember up. Let's see if that ends up making any sort of difference with some of these attacks that are one-hit KOs. I'm gonna assume not. I'd imagine he probably hits hard enough anyway, so it's not gonna matter, but just in case. Any bit of health could be the difference. Oh, I forgot that you get invaded here. We're not gonna deal with you. We're gonna let you live. Okay. Alright, back out in the open. Oh, okay. That is a big deal. Oh, how did I manage that? Oh my god. Who are you? Halfway there. Holy crap. That 1-2 punch. Or 1-2 elbow. Shoulder. I don't know. So, that revealed some interesting things. Specifically, one of the main attacks I have a problem with is not a one-hit KO if I'm embered. But I only have 1 ember. So there's that. I mean, we can grind for more. Like, there are places where embers drop relatively frequently. Or, well, it depends. So that, you know, that could happen. Luckily, we really haven't reached a point where it felt like embers were absolutely necessary. It just helped. And I don't know that I've ever actually, in those situations where it did help, I don't know if I've actually ever beaten a boss, like, embered. Ultimately, it didn't matter. We're gonna try this one more time, though. So it felt like it was going good until, you know, right at the very end, obviously. Alright, come on. Okay. Now it's time to just be super aggressive if we can. That kick. Crap. Oh my god. Alright, alright. You've got reach as well. Alright. Dying against him is a lot more fun than it is Dragonslayer. I'll tell you that. Well, I can say that now, but... I'm already at 32, though. We're closing in on an hour. Because, I mean, with him, it's, you know, it's just him. That's all it is. And so it's a matter of just being good. Okay, I'm ready. That was dangerously close. 502. Oy. Stop hitting me. Alright. Fire. Estus. We're ready. And I need room. Decent start. Decent start. Sure. No kick. Good God. He closes in on you so fast with that move. With anything. Oh, that kick. It's probably, like, I probably shouldn't be trying. What I'm trying there is, like, hoping I could roll and maybe, like, roll a second time under that swing. Because I'm rolling the first time to try to avoid the charge. Because it looks like he stopped short. Or he's probably just, like, stopping dependent on where I am at a certain point. But it's not working, and it has not worked at all, so I should stop doing it. It does seem like there are, you know, and again, it's tough because because of how fast he is, it's hard to kind of figure out what he's going to do next. It does seem like there are maybe a couple moves that he does leave you open to heal or do something other than just attack, right? For just a very brief moment. But it definitely, it seems like you want to stay on him, because if you don't stay close to him, he's going to charge you, and I've just had trouble with that. had a lot of trouble with it, so... Rolled too early. Rolled too early on that. This guy's no joke. Stop doing that. Alright, let's get back out in the open. Not a lot of room to work with there. I just don't know, like, I don't know of a consistent way to deal with that. Because I really do feel like most of the time that I'm able to escape it is kind of just a little bit of luck. Maybe I need to back up. I don't know. Back up, avoid the little shockwave at first so I'm not stunned. And maybe try to get close so I can kind of try to figure out a way to be up on him and avoid it. But even then, it's... So my problem is it's getting hit by the charge, and then immediately it's followed up, right, with that attack. And so if I can, like, the charge is the thing that's the charge isn't a problem. It's when he's got his weapon outstretched like that is the issue. So I'm like trying to avoid that while also knowing that he's going to immediately and very quickly follow it up with a one-hit KO. That's the thing that kind of gives me some trouble. So here's like a thing that I've noticed, and I wonder if maybe this plays into the way he's able to pivot in the maneuverability on him. Like, he's not just fast, he is able to like turn on a dime and like do 180-degree turns and like do things that, you know, aren't possible for the average human, right? And obviously he's Iudex Gundyr, he's a champion Gundyr. He's not just the average human or human at all. I don't know. It seems like, and maybe the best way to describe it is if you think of like a toy, like an action figure, in the way that the arms and legs and body are connected, and the way that you can turn them. It seems as if there are certain points on his body that are connected in that way. And I guess the best way is like if you look at the body itself, and where it's connected to like the waist, it looks like that is actually connected in such a way that the waist can turn around the entire way. And so I'm wondering if perhaps, like, the reason he's able to do that is because of the way his body is connected and made up of, like, the way it's just the design of it, really. It's kind of hard to tell because of how aggressive and fast he is, but you can kind of see it the way his, also like his head and his, specifically his head and the body, the way it moves. You can kind of see it there. And you see it, like, especially when his head just turns almost like an owl in some ways. Like, I've noticed that ever since, like, the first time you fight him, obviously, but I wonder if perhaps that is kind of the thing that's allowing him to move in the way that he does. It's super cool. It makes it really, really hard. Since I'm already close, I should probably just do this now. Alright, so I need to maybe roll a little bit later. If we were to move the goalpost, as it were, I suppose our goal for the night is specifically to beat this guy. I came in tonight a little bit cocky. I'm not cocky, I was confident. And I'm still confident. Just not as much as I was an hour ago. I know we can beat this guy tonight. And if I say it enough times, I'm gonna believe it. So, yeah. We're gonna do this. There's the kick. You always know when it's coming. It's just... there's no dodging it. That was poor positioning on my part. I should have known with how far his health was, that was gonna happen. Yeah. Unfortunately, like, it happens right there at the beginning of phase 2 every single time. So, like, even though I can pretty easily get past phase 1, getting into phase 2 is actually a difficult thing. Despite phase 1 being relatively not difficult, we'll say. It's not easy. And so, like, that's the struggle, is like I need practice on phase 2, but it's actually like getting there is actually really tough because there's one specific part of this fight that I need to figure out. We'll be fine. Alright. Me and you. Oh man. Oh, that kick. Every single time. God. You missed me that time. I am the king. See, he's like, that's the thing. If you can't just take that hit, because he'll just kill you like that. Oh boy. Well, we're back to doing this. The fight against this guy it's there's no words. It's fun though. Cause like that's the thing. It's like I really like this fight a lot. I just like doing the fight. I do anticipate that if I continue dying like this, I'll eventually I'm gonna reach a point where it's like, all right, I want to get past this more so than usual. Like I want to be done with it. But at the same time, it's not like okay. It's not like Dragonslayer levels of just like, oh, God. So I just like doing the fight. So dying doesn't feel that bad. And I know he's really hard, so I don't feel too bad. Nameless King, I could see that being, I wouldn't say annoying, but because that fight, like the first phase, has some camera trouble. I could see that being a bit of a nuisance, but really the other fights I like doing. So if we're stuck on them for a long time, it'll be draining, but at least I'll be enjoying it. I'll be having fun with the fights. Wow, he didn't do his charge. He's gonna do it now, probably. Nope. Oh! Oh! Let me live! Okay, let's figure this out. God. This is the best. What was I like? What was I doing? Like, how did I manage to consistently like do well? Like, maybe this is just like weird revisionist history, because I know I had like 2 to 3 really solid runs at him, one of which I got him down to like, he had like probably about a quarter of his health left, and like it was one that I was like just completely dominating. He just killed me with a one-hitter. Like I made one mistake. But otherwise, like, up to that point, I was just doing super well, even in phase 2. Like, without even thinking about it. And so, like, what the heck was going on last night that I was pulling that off? Have I already really used up all, like, the 20 or so that I bought? I guess so, probably. That's the foot. Yeah. We can do this. We're gonna do this. Champion Gundyr does not know who he is messing with. I'm the guy who killed the dancer. What do you think of that? Sure. All right. Man. This is unbelievable. It's like, because there was no tell on it. And if he decides to do it, you're done. Like, that's it. Especially if you've, like, taken damage. Well, specifically if you've taken damage. That thing is so brutal. Holy crap. I mean, I guess I've been using 1 or 2 each go around, so it probably only makes sense I've already used them up. Alright, this is the run. I'm feeling it. I get hyped. $43. We're getting up there. We're getting way up there now. Sure, of course. Yep. That's okay. Because I'm going to beat him this time, and I'm not even going to take any damage. Watch it. Calling my shot. Champion Gundyr is not even going to know what hit him. I'm even giving him like a handicap here. I've already used like 3 Estus. That foot, that kick is like, it's just funny. I don't know. I don't know why. Every time he lands it, I just think it's the funniest thing. No, that's oh. I thought I'd test my luck there. I really shouldn't have. Things are actually going decently well there. Sometimes you do dumb things. It happens. Unfortunately, positioning-wise, it was going pretty well, and I felt like I was in a pretty good... Okay. I felt like I was in a pretty good flow for the combat, but being right up very close to the edge was not good. And with the way that phase works, it's tough to back up and try to drag him back out, because you know what's going to happen if you put distance between you and him. There's one specific thing that happens, and it just so happens to be a thing that I have trouble with. So, yeah. Alright, let's get you back out here. You got me that time. Oh. Oh. Not dead yet. Kick. Alright, so we're about an hour and 20 in. In 10 minutes, I'm going to take a quick break. It's good to get up and walk around a bit. Despite dying there, I felt like I feel like in the past few runs, for the most part, it seems like I'm kind of getting into making a little bit of progress. Not much. But I'm kind of liking where things were, at least the last couple times. I like to think that last one could have went pretty far if I didn't get hit by that punch that led to the follow-up. We shall see. Man. You. Your ability to kick in literally any direction, no matter where you're standing. Oh, let me heal. Man, stop doing that. That shoulder charge move thing, stop. Please stop. Just, if you like do anything at all, just stop doing that move. Specifically that one. Or the charge thing. That'd be fine too, but the shoulder charge, stop. Or the shoulder thrust or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. God. It's the worst. Second worst. Maybe. Imagine this fight with a giant flying creature shooting giant fireballs at you. Imagine that. From Software is mean, but they're not that mean, I guess. It does seem like when he transitions to phase 2, depending on maybe it could be depending on where I'm positioned. Like if I'm straight in front of him, he's probably going to do the charge, but it seems like, at least I've noticed it a few times, so this is all anecdotal in a way, but it seems like maybe if I'm like to the side or even behind him, he's not going to do the charge. So that might make it a little easier to transition into phase 2. And perhaps that should have been obvious, but but he was doing it so consistently, like it seemed like that was just how phase 2 started. So we'll try to test that a little bit, because that would be a great way if I could like consistently have that work. That'd be an easier way to get into phase 2 and kind of get things going at a pretty good rate for me. All right. No, he was still doing it. Although at that point, it seemed like maybe he was just locked onto me. Oh my god. There is no end to this. It's nothing but pain and death. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. What's the most you've ever died in a game? Challenge run or not? guess probably Super Meat Boy. Eventually you just, you know, you're dying like 20 times a second at some point in that game. In the later stages. Good start, but I need room. Alright. Let's keep this going. He's gonna switch soon. How do you turn like that? Oh, oh my god. He missed me. Yeah, not there, not there. This game just has a knack of, like, you get your hopes up and it knocks you back down like 500 pegs. It's like, no, you're not that good. Boy. Where are we at? We'll give it one more run, and then I'll take a quick break. We can do this. We can do this. This is it. This is it. I'm gonna beat him, and he's not even gonna... Well, he'll hit me that one time, and that'll be it. But from here on out, no damage. Okay, after the kick. No next time. Alright. Oh, that went real bad. 518. Okay. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and go one more because we are currently at 49 deaths against Champion Gundyr. So we're gonna end on attempt number 50. Or we'll break at attempt number 50 and we'll come back. The aim is still to beat him tonight. We are an hour and a half into the stream, so I don't want to, you know, obviously never want a stream to go like way too long. But we'll see. We will see. What I might do is maybe when we break, I'll cut it also. And we'll have this episode be 2 parts. It'll be like 2, maybe if we go 3 hours or something, it'll be 2 like hour-and-a-half parts. Maybe make it a little bit easier to digest. Because I know like putting a video up that's like 3 hours long is... I feel like that's kind of asking a lot, maybe. Figure it out. Unless we beat him right here. Through some miracle. How does he do it? He's doing crazy things. That kick. It's okay. It's okay, Champion Gundyr. Just you wait. Just you wait. You're gonna meet the same fate as every other boss that's come before you. Good God. That's probably the closest I've got him since last night. So I think that's probably the best run I've had. So let's take a short break. That's 519. And that is 50 total against the one and only Champion Gundyr. Its title is fitting. So we will be back momentarily. And we're going to take him down. Alright. Alright. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I'm gonna break and then immediately restart the stream. That way we have a nice little breaking point for YouTube.